Over the course of the campaign, we're talking to representatives, of course, from all the major parties. We're joined now by Ellie Chowns, who is the Green Party's candidate for North Herefordshire, who speaks for the party on housing and communities. Ellie, good morning to you. Thank you for getting up early to speak to us. Just on that issue of confirming candidates, in the last few weeks, you've had to drop 3 candidates due to anti-Semitic comments that they'd made. There was a meeting of senior party officials last night looking at potentially up to another 20 possible cases of people sharing stuff online. How many more of them can we expect to be dropped before today's 4 o'clock deadline?
Look, the Green Party, like I hope every party would have, we have a very firm and serious process for reviewing any concerns that are raised with us about any potential candidates. That's completely separate from leadership and spokespeople, as is correct. That process is being gone through and our full list of candidates will be announced this afternoon. I'm confident that we will be standing a candidate in virtually every single seat in the UK, and that's a really fantastic result for the Green Party. It shows how serious we are.
But saying Israel must be eliminated, as one of your potential candidates did say, is that something that you would welcome from somebody representing the Green Party?
No, absolutely not. You know, the Green Party is absolutely clear that anti-Semitism and Islamophobia and any form of racism have absolutely no place in politics and no place in the Green Party.
So the person who said that can expect to be off the list? Excuse me for interrupting, but from what you've just said, the person who said that can probably expect to get dropped then?
As I've explained, the Green Party, like any party, has a disciplinary process that's very firm, very clear. That is being gone through, and it's separate from leadership and from spokespeople. So I can't comment on any of those cases. But as you have explained in this piece, you know, we are going through that process at the moment to ensure that all of our candidates are fantastic.
The Greens did very well in the local elections. You had your best ever showing. You're under a level of scrutiny now that you've not had before. You've changed things on your website, things about controversial comments about C-sections for women, rationing of meat and dairy, that's been dropped as well. Is it more difficult? Are you finding it more difficult now that the spotlight is more on your party?
We welcome the fact that we're being recognised as a really serious political force, which we are. And as you explained, you know, in the local elections, we had record results. We've increased our number of councillors across the UK in the last year on year in the last 5 years. And so we welcome the attention that we're getting, the profile that we're getting, because that reflects what people in the country feel about the Green Party. People want to vote Green because they know when they vote Green, they get people who offer real hope for the real change that this country needs. And when they vote Green, they get people who work incredibly hard for their communities to help steer this country in a better direction and put forward fresh ideas for policies and real honesty about what we need in this country if we're going to rebuild and build better for a better future.
You've been called out for getting the mood wrong, though. Is that something that worries you?
You know, there are always going to be people who try to dig around and find something that they can criticise us for because they're worried that we're becoming a stronger political force. You know, our manifesto is going to be published next week. It will set out, you know, a really exciting policy platform, fully costed, setting out what we're offering. Yesterday, we announced our health policy. We're the only party on health that's being really honest with the British people, saying, you know, it is going to take more money to invest in our precious NHS to effectively nurse it back to health. We've been clear about what that will cost. We've put forward a fully costed proposal for an extra 50 billion of investment in the NHS and in the care system to bring it back up to standard, because that's what people want. We all want functioning public services. And as your piece said just before I came on air, you know, we're in a situation where people are in a worse, you know, life is worse for people now at the end of this parliament than it was at the beginning. People are really tired of, you know, conservative mismanagement and underfunding of public services. That's why they're looking to other parties and particularly to the Greens for that honesty about the scale of investment that we need and the priority that we need to put on bringing our public services back into good condition, because we all rely on them.
So let's talk a bit about that £50 billion pledge for NHS and social care. That's more than 4 times what any other party so far has said that they will spend. Where are you going to get that money from?
We've been very clear that we're going to ask those with the broadest shoulders in society to chip in a bit more, to pay modestly more in tax. So we are proposing a wealth tax. No other party is putting that on the table, despite the fact it's a functioning policy implemented in a number of other countries around the world, which is really successful in raising, really significant sums of money. So we're talking about the multi-millionaires and the billionaires in British society. We're asking those with over £10 million in asset to pay a 1% tax on that wealth. Those with over £1 billion in assets to pay 2% on that, to chip in, to invest in our key public services, in the NHS. We want to even up tax between unearned income and earned income, so that those who get their income through, doing a day job, earning a salary, so that they're not, as is currently the case, taxed at a higher level than those who earn interest on assets. So we're really clear that we're talking about a fairer tax system, and that's necessary so that the investment is there to put into the NHS to ensure everybody can see a dentist when they need one, same day care if you urgently need.
I think lots of people would welcome what you're saying about being able to see a dentist, but without being disrespectful, you can put anything you like in your manifesto with any number on it, and you're never actually going to have to deliver on it, because as things stand, you're not going to form the next government, are you?
We're not going to form the next government. We're not pretending that we are. It's very important that we put forward a manifesto that sets out bold policies and sets out how they can be funded. We're not saying that we're going to be the next Prime Minister. What we are saying is that we can get a group of Green MPs in Westminster, in Parliament, putting forward these bold ideas. Whatever the government is that we have after this general election, it's crucial to have strong Green voices in Parliament proposing the ideas that we need, saying we need to fund our public services, and this is how we can do it. You would criticise us if we didn't have a policy platform and it wasn't fully funded. We are putting that forward, and we're saying to the British people, elect more Green MPs to Westminster so that we can hold the next government to account, bring these fresh ideas, push things in a better direction in the country. And we've got a fantastic chance, particularly in our key constituencies, my own North Herefordshire.
All right, Ellie, thank you. I get the point. You've had one MP before. Who knows, you may have more than one next time. We're very grateful to you for your time this morning. Thank you. Ellie Chowns, from the Green Party. Full list of candidates standing in Ellie's North Herefordshire constituency will be published on the BBC News website. As I said, the nominations close at 4 o'clock this afternoon.